technical lecture. We are so glad to have everyone join this call, and it's a huge privilege to take the citation of Mr. Charles Akinlabi, someone with so much experience in the oil and gas industry, 20 years, right? So straight up, I'll go into his citation, right? So Mr. Charles Akinlabi studied chemical engineering, Bachelor of Science in OAU, before he proceeded to Imperial College London for his Master's in Science. He's currently the Train 7 Project Integration Lead, NLNG, and the biological father of 4 amazing children, right? So he has 20 years experience in the oil and gas industry. Mr. Charles is inspired to share knowledge and encourage the development of natural gas and its associated products. A seasoned process engineer by training, he's skilled in conceptual design and architecture of gas process systems, dynamic process modeling, and gas/NLNG business master planning. He's currently developing leadership, asset, and project management skills, speaks fluent English and Yoruba, a language spoken in the western part of Nigeria, and has a working intermediate level knowledge of French. Other interests include making music with the guitar, photography, swimming, and golf. Right. This is just a summary. He has experience in major oil and gas companies in Nigeria, like Shell, Total, and currently NLNG. So can we just, with a standing ovation in the chat box, welcome Mr. Charles Akinlabi as he gives SP Obasanjo University a technical lecture. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. So thanks, Peace, thanks, Ife, and the SP OAU team. It's a privilege actually to be on this platform to express I'll put on my video so that at least you can see who is speaking to you. It's not a robot or a pre-recorded video or something, but it's someone live, someone who lives and breathes. Sorry, can you please help me in my video so that I don't know how to affect people's bandwidth, but at least people can see my face and know who is speaking to them. Okay, just a minute. Okay, if the video is not on, no problems. I'll just share. I don't know if you can see my screen.
We can see your screen, sir, and you should be able to share your video now.
Okay. No, it's still saying that the host has stopped it. Don't worry, I think we can go ahead.
All right, sir.
Towards the end, I'll show my video. Don't worry, towards the end, I'll show myself. Okay, so I want to really, first of all, thank God that through SBOA, I'm able to give this lecture. I wanted to say that it's my inaugural lecture actually. I've done a seminar internally in my parent company where I work, Total Energies. I've given for seminars, given presentations, but I've not gone outside. I've never ever gone outside to give a presentation, and this is my first. So I'm really grateful to SPOAU for the platform, and it's very emotional because I go back to my, I'll say, the place I learned culture, and I was educated in the area of natural gas. I will not forget, and that's why I put this picture of Baba Stanley Harry Macaulay, who unfortunately went out of this world last year, December last year, and he was I put this picture here because I'm dedicating this presentation to him. He was one who inspired me to understand that Nigeria and indeed natural gas is the future. And now I'm in the future. I see his I see, thank you very much. I see what he's done And I'm so grateful to God, first of all, and to people like him who helped shape my understanding of natural gas. So today, I'm going to be talking on this outline, as you can see on the screen. Just give you a brief background to who I am, to what natural gas is all about. The purpose, I must say that I will not talk about, I included natural gas geoscience and natural gas economics in the outline, but however, I'm not going to be talking about it today. It's going to be for the future when this, I couldn't actually finish the presentation because there are just too many things put within. I mean, I'm talking of 20 years of experience in 20 minutes of presentation. So there's just too much that I wanted to download, but I'm just going to do what I'm permitted to do by providence and by God's leading. Before I go on, thank you, Ife, for the safety moment. Safety must be a precondition to all we do. That's why I put that picture here of the mask, the scroll, and the environment, the leaf. We have to take care of our environment. We have to be healthy first, and we have to keep safe. So please, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, make sure you're safe, make sure you're healthy, make sure you're secure, and make sure you're protecting the environment. So a little into the background. So this is a bit, they've given a bit about me, but I just thought I should say a bit about myself. So I work with Nigerian NLNG as an institutional lead. I'm in Bonny Island. You can see a beautiful picture of a peacock in Bonny Island. It's a very beautiful place. For me, it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. I've not traveled many countries, but I think Bonny is a beautiful place. And if I want to remember for anything, I'm a father of 4 children at the moment. I love music and an ardent advocate for gas and hydrogen. And much more importantly, I'm a disciple of Christ. This is what I want to be remembered for, even if I leave this, when I leave this earth. My ambition is always to follow this vision. I'm always on a journey from here to eternity. So what's natural gas? What it is? It's the cleanest fossil fuel. So you have coal, you have petrol, or what you call oil, and you have gas. The fossil fuels are not so many like that. So the cleanest is natural gas. The safest is natural gas. Why do I say that? People talk about methane as having a high wind potential. That emission of methane today is what is causing a lot of global warming. That's true, but it's only when it's not handled and managed properly. Natural gas exists abundantly in the world. Generally, you have something called the gas hydrates, which normally naturally emits from the surface and deep sea. And some theory have said that could be the cause of global warming. Could be, some have said it's because of our activities on Earth. Whatever the theory, natural gas on that, and that's the good thing about natural gas. So it's, as I said here, it's present as conventional, non-conventional, and as a hydrate. Hydrate is something that is deep in the future. People are studying how to actually extract hydrates, because hydrates are everywhere in the world, especially in the Arctic region. So many countries that don't have hydrocarbons today have hydrates actually. So you can Google and make more research about hydrates if you want to understand more. I think people know more of conventional and non-conventional natural gas, but there's a natural gas called natural gas hydrates that exist in the world. And lastly, natural gas has a great potential. It's used by several and diverse ecosystems. When I say ecosystems, I mean different uses of natural gas, chemicals, name it, biological fertilizers, everything. Many ecosystems rely on natural gas. And that's why, for me, it's when I was told it's the future, I was glad that I could be inspired to be in that future of understanding what natural gas is. So the purpose of this lecture is conveyed to me by piece was that we want to just spur students into the natural gas economy to really understand. Nigeria is really blessed with natural gas, and as Nigerians, we have a great potential. We have a great future ahead of us because, as someone said, I don't know where I just put a quote where people have said it's diverse. Actually, Baba Macaulay was on made me know this previously before even anybody said it in the industry. And Nigeria I put it, this is my own quote, okay, it's a gas-based blessed country with drops of oil. So we have more gas than oil in Nigeria. So if you think Nigeria is an oil producing country, just wait and see when we unleash the potential of gas. So we call ourselves the giants of Africa, and indeed we are, especially when it comes to gas. So you look at the gas giants, as I call them, Russia, Iran, Qatar, US, China, Turkmenistan, the list is on. Nigeria is the 10th largest proven gas reserve in the world. And we are still, some people are trying to catch up with us, people like Algeria and Mozambique. Mozambique is really emerging. And I think it's because of the lack of exploration or the reduction in exploration in Nigeria. That's what has limited our reserves, just about 190 TCF. So when I say TCF, is a trillion cubic feet of natural gas. To further imagine what that looks like, to give us an idea of our production and our consumption and what's really left for us as young generation. You can see the graph here that shows. Let me see if I can put my pointer on. Yeah, you can see the graph that shows how much you are producing. So you are producing about 3 TCF yearly, based on this is a billion cubic feet. So if you take that away from the 193 that we have as reserves, my rough estimation is that we have enough gas for 64 years, and I think many of us on this call will live beyond 64 years and even more. So there's enough for us, for our children, I think our children after that. So we are a rich country. That's what I just want to bring out here. There's so many analyses that can go on just with this about Nigeria and its gas potential. So I delve into the real crux of today's discussion, I'll call it, on gas reservoir detection and production. So I'll ask the question: how do we detect and how do we find and detect natural gas, and how do we produce it? So that's the question of the day. And I wanted to just start with the gas reservoir itself. There's a geology part, geosciences part of it, which I would love to go into, but because of time and because of several factors, I was not able to finish the presentation. So I just focused on where I was told to work on. Basically, a gas reservoir, wherever you find in the world, is a function of temperature, pressure, and time. So they say a lot of geologists and geoscientists that are on the call can help me. That many billions and billions and zillions of years ago, there were dinosaurs and there were fossil. We left some fossil deposits within the ground due to different microorganisms. A lot of things that are just science or theories, which we cannot prove, but we can hypothesize that that's what really happened that helped us form natural gas and oil and petroleum. So we have, as I said, the function of time, pressure, and temperature. So deep in the ground, so this is the depth in ground or underground water, either deep in the sea or anywhere underground in the crux of the earth. You have the coal zone, you have the oil zone, you have the gas zone. So this map here just shows you where the gas is more abundant than oil and then than coal, and it shows you the depth you need to get gas. So gas is abundant, is difficult to manage because it's high pressure, high temperature. Because I think this graph here didn't show the pressure. This side here shows the pressure, and then the temperature excursions downwards, and the depth. So gas is really something that you need to, it's a hidden treasure. So that's different types of gas when you're trying to, so you can categorize it in several forms. You have, this here is simple, but actually it's based on different types of reservoir. So I'll say types of gas or characteristics of gas. You can say you have a conventional gas, which is conventional as treated or non-treated gas, right? You have the coal bed methane, which is really at the surface, right? You have the tight and rich and gas-rich shale gas, which is unconventional gas, right? And then lastly, that is not written here, is the hydrates, which is a research item that I would say go and look at and study further. But like I said, there are four major types of gas, basically. Here they put three. I put three here: condensate, wet gas, and dry gas. This is when it has come out of the reservoir. There's other condensate gas, wet gas, or dry gas. And I'll explain this, what we call the phase diagram, later on. Because everything about the thermodynamics of natural gas is based on this phase diagram. And you can design everything you want around this phase diagram. But I'll come again. Types of gas reservoirs. You have the conventional. You have the non-conventional, you have the coal bed methane, you have the, I said the conventional, non-conventional, the coal bed methane, and then the gas hydrates. So those are places you can get gas from. Gas hydrates, as I said, and I repeat again, is the future. It's everybody's trying to resolve, because people are scared that if you extract hydrate gas, because the end of the world. I'll go to production. Are you hearing me? Is everything okay?
Yes, we can, sir. Everything is fine.
Oh, beautiful. Because I'm hearing some twitches and noises at the background. That's production. Someone will say that if I put production, why not just put a simple block diagram to show production? Of course, if I develop the slides further, I'll put more flesh to it, but I just want to make something simple. That everything starts from exploration, which is about, give or take 2 years. You explore, do your seismic, you throw sounds in the ground. There are a lot of technologies to actually detect through your seismic what's the gas bearing reservoir and all. You can study that further. It's more on the geosciences aspect of things that I didn't talk about today. I'm not a geoscientist, I'm an engineer. And so this presentation actually focuses on gas engineering. But it was good to have, I believe this presentation is not complete without really looking at the geosciences aspect. My geosciences friends are very important. Without them, they're not even doing anything. So they look for the gas. It takes about 0 to 2 years. And then you move to the appraisal phase where you start doing drilling. And I want to say that for chemical engineers, we are involved in almost every phases of this production scheme. Many chemical engineers are not in the exploration a bit. I think it's more petroleum engineers, geoscience and geologists and geophysicists. But when it comes from the appraisal phase all the way to abandonment, engineers are kicking. These are more the scientists here, physics, science, this is more science, and this entire spectrum here is engineering. So you do appraisal for 2 to 5 years. You do what we call the define and design. So you have to do a concept select. In different systems, different companies have what they call this phase of a production or phase of the project. So this is more of a project and production map, I would say. Once you have designed, you have defined, you construct, and then you start producing. So you can produce more than 40 years. I actually just put 10 to 40 years because this is typical. I put about 30 years here because this is typical of oil and gas facilities, even NLNG plants. But we've seen refineries that have stayed up to 60 years, up to 70 years. And today, LNG plants can even do more. and when you're producing gas, you can either produce gas for LNG. So I'll go into the gas, how you produce and how you utilize gas. When you're done with that, you have to decommission, of course, and abandon at the end of the life of the field. So this shows both upstream. So I move to the next part, which talk about the engineering, so that we can get a picture of what I'm talking about. I don't get you lost. Process. So I go into the engineering, which is more process separation and conditioning. So through that entire picture I showed earlier, we're trying to achieve a goal. We're trying to achieve a goal, and the issue is when you find gas, what do you do with it? In the past, in many years ago, most people were looking for oil. Actually, Baba Macaulay told me that because he worked with Shell, and he felt it was too before he came back to lecturing, which is very good. When you have both industry and academia, you are just, I mean, the sky is the limit. Sky is no one limit these days. You are moving. You soar. You go very high, very far, because you can combine both academia and practical things. You work with Shell and you realize that in Nigeria, everywhere they went to then, they were looking for oil, but they found gas. So it was a big problem because gas, you don't know what to do with it. They couldn't store it. They couldn't. So that's the question here. That says, what do you do with gas? By the way, this is a training that I got from Shell Global Solutions. I believe one thing, to be frank with anybody, if you're talking about natural gas, you cannot do natural gas in Nigeria without talking about Shell, because it was like the farmland was just given to them. So I want to acknowledge the tutelage of Shell. Even in my own life, I did my internship with Shell, and I'm a product and privilege of Shell today. Though I work with different companies, a competitor today, but we are all one. We are all one. And what do we do with gas? So this map, I love it. I call it the natural gas vehicle map. How do you, when you find gas, what do you do with it? So you can either turn the electricity to chemicals. GTL on here says it means gas to liquids. So you can turn it to other liquids. You can transport it by pipeline or transport it by LNG. So and this map here shows based on the distance and in fact, actually you can design entire system on the right-hand side of upstream, midstream, and downstream based on this map. That's why I like the map. You can, if I find gas that is less than 10 million score, for instance, and I have to use it very close to me, I just turn it to electricity. Why I waste my time transporting it as pipeline or LNG, or why am I wasting my time doing that? And that's some engineers. I mean, the problem with our country today in Nigeria is that people don't understand this map. That to me, that's really the bottom line. People don't understand this map, this vehicular map. If we understand it, we will know where to site our facilities, what to do with our gas. It's a big question, and it's a big debate that we can always have. But I'll leave it today. So gas, when you get it from the processing, when you get it from the wells, subsurface, separate it. This is the upstream industry. This is all the Shell, Totals, ENI, ExxonMobil. This is their domain, right? So that's what we call the upstream today. That's what we call gas. The EIA refers as gas production. This section here, right? And then you move to the transmission. Another use here can be the gas processing plant. So here you can actually remove, when you do the separation, you can either remove the nitrogen, H2S. H2S is hydrogen sulfide, which is poisonous gas. You can return it to the field, or you can vent or flare the gas. So this is a processing plant here, which we actually it's in between. Either you don't know whether it's upstream or midstream, but this is where all of the LNG plants NLNG falls within this. We call it the midstream now sector. The GTL falls within this sector. The pipelines actually fall within this sector to its midstream actually. So why do we do? So That's why it's here. What you're trying to do is try to convey the gas. You're trying to convey the gas to the market. So that's really what we're trying to do. We are getting it from the ground, the resource, getting it as molecules, and then you want to convey it. And one way to convey it or drive it is either by through electricity or through molecular format. Molecular format is when for through electricity, you just turn into electricity and power nations, power buildings, power bring light. And once you bring light, everything forms. When there's light, darkness disappears and things form. And that's really it. That's what gas can do. That's the power of gas. Natural gas also is used in our consumers, in homes, for heating. I mean, it's enormous. I can't, if I stay with that, I will just spend the whole time today. I'm looking at my time now because I won't spend just 20 minutes on this. So we can further discuss or ask questions around this point if need be. So we go into the technologies of gas conditioning and refining. Refining is all about, look, you can see the molecules here. I got this from the GPSA. By the way, that's a powerful book. It's a manual that shows how you process. I call it gas conditioning. And people don't know that there's also what we call gas. Like you have oil refinery, you have what we call gas refining. It's actually separating all these molecules into one. This component of gas, of natural gas, or of gas basically into its constituents. CO2 from removing CO2, removing H2S, removing nitrogen, removing the C1, that's the carbon one, that's the methane, ethane. So, sorry, just a minute. So really that's really about changing the components, removing the components and refining the components. Sorry, I'll just pause here. I'll just pause here to take a breath. I don't know if you are following. I'm not worrying you.
Yep.
How many
You're following, sir.
time you have?
We are following you, sir, and we are with you.
Okay, how many minutes do I have?
So you still have about 5 to 10 more minutes.
Beautiful. So I'll try and wrap up because I know this slide is very busy, but I just wanted to tell you that natural gas conditioning refining is a complex process. People are scared. I don't like you. They are really scared of gas. Oil is very easy to handle, but refining oil is difficult. Same as refining gas. Very difficult. Very difficult. I would say complex plants process to achieve that goal of removing all these components into their individual streams. So you can read this table after this. By the way, it's being recorded, so the recording and the presentation, I'll make it available so that we can go into more details. I'm just giving pictures so that it just stirs in you a desire to know more, a curiosity on natural gas. So you have different refining methods. You have got what called the Thomson valve. These are technologies that are used to condition and refine gas. You can go through the turbo compressors. There's a lot of techniques. In fact, this already is a 3-day training on the Thomson, which is the simplest of all methods of refrigeration and refining. So I'm going, if I go in this order, it's more order of complexity, from the Thomson to turbo compressors to what we call supersonic gas separation. Supersonic gas separation using supersonic speed without having all these mechanical engineering parts, of compressors, pumps, valves. Valves are static equipment, pumps and compressors are mechanical equipment. While twister, which is a different level on its own, is for using supersonic, so you're not having all these parts, so you're not doing a lot of maintenance. With twister, and I was privileged to be involved in installation of twister unit when we're doing the pilot testing in Torodu gas plant in Warri area, Delta State, sorry, Nigeria. So I was highly privileged to be part of that pioneering design of the twister gas conditioning technique. It's not widely used, but it's a very advanced way of separating gas. I talked about the phase envelope. I can go deep into this, but I can say it's a 5-day lecture on this, because you can design entire systems, gas systems, based on this, working around what we call the Kekunen bar, the dense phase. You know, you can go into a wall of it on its own. So basically, this is a simple refrigeration unit. You can check this encyclopedia.com to get more details. I like the picture because it's very simple and straightforward. But when we started brainstorming to how do you now get the gas to liquids, people started thinking of doing smart ways, and this is the complex LNG plant you see today that we are all and I work for. Very complex, but interesting. It's fascinating. I call the LNG plants the cream. You know, if you're in the LNG world, you're in the best part of gas refining. It's when you're releasing cold energy and using cold energy to cold utilities to achieve liquefaction. It's really the cream of the industry. I'll just conclude because I have a few minutes and I don't want to bore you. I want to conclude with the future. When I say the future is cold energy, what I mean by cold energy is hydrogen. Gas, I call hydrogen the fuel for the day after tomorrow, right? The fuel for today is gas. Maybe tomorrow you say renewables, solar, wind, but the day after tomorrow is hydrogen. And I mean, I'm privileged to give this lecture on the day when we celebrate, we call it National Day of Hydrogen. And that's 8th of October. Every 8th of October is the National Day of Hydrogen celebrated, I think, in the US. And I hope it's going to be international. And hydrogen is abundant, and you can get it through gas. I'll give maybe in the future, I'll give a separate lecture on hydrogen, the colors, you know, the beauty of hydrogen. So I want to conclude with this, that as students, think of the future. Don't think of your after 64 years, when natural gas is almost finished. You know, what do we do next? Hydrogen is, and I call it hydrogen the bridge towards a sustainable and future and a net zero future that we all desire, where we don't pollute. Hydrogen is that bridge. So I want to conclude there and thank everyone with the beautiful picture of my family. I love them so much. They're the ones that made me do and give me this opportunity. Actually, without them, I'm not able to give this presentation today. Thank you. Back to you, Ife.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. And this is a lovely picture to end this lecture. We are grateful, sir. Right now, we'll be taking questions and feedbacks from everyone. So this is the Q&A session now. So if you have questions, please drop them in the chat box. We'll attend to every one of them. Okay, so while people are dropping their questions, I would like to ask, so what is the role of NLNG in Nigeria today? What is the role of NLNG in Nigeria today to curb gas flaring, and what is their role in making sure that gas is being utilized for things like generation of electricity to power the national grid, if that is possible? You are muted, sir.
All right, thank you. Sorry, I didn't know that. So you're giving the question as a very good leader. It's a very good question. What's LNG doing? Without LNG, we would have been flaring volumes. I don't have the numbers today, but I think thank you. I will put it on my slide. to actually showcase what NLNG is doing. Seriously, I'm supporting or bragging or anything, but without NLNG, we would have been flaring more than what we are doing today. I'll show a slide that shows what NLNG is doing to reduce gas flaring in Nigeria, and I think we should even take credit as NLNG to take credit for it, because we are really supporting the SDG goals of UN and other things for gas to power. Actually, I live on Bonny Island, and I tell you, light does not blink in Bonny. It doesn't mean all of you should come to Bonny and come and set up your business. But I'm telling you, NLNG powers Bonny through their turbines and the gas. And if NLNG can power Bonny, I believe that the gas we are selling also, we are powering communities. Many of you don't know that LNG was one that made the price of LPG crash at some point before we started having challenges. Actually, the problem with LPG in Nigeria, that's cooking gas, the price is because we only have few ports. Everything goes through Lagos, which should not be. We should have more places to import LPG, because we only can transport it through ships from NLNG. So I tell you, NLNG is doing a whole lot. I mean, the value, I can't quantify. I'm so proud to be working for this great organization called NLNG, because we are really making a better Nigeria. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for that answer. And I think that sounds
I hope
exciting.
I answered you. I hope I answered the question. I was only political motivated answer.
Well, yes. The answer would just, prompt me to say, be a part of NLNG and see how they use their.
You're welcome.
Right.
As many as can pass the interview, you're welcome.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. There is a question here. So someone is asking, what are some of the refined products and specific uses of natural gas?
Okay, so refined products of natural. So you have methane, which is your C1, carbon 1. Okay, so methane. Methane is actually used to burn gas, natural gas, see methane in turbines to give you power. With air, natural gas, you create fire, you create a spark that creates the turbines to turn the rotor, and then you can produce electricity. So there's a process that natural gas helps to. So that's one. Chemicals, all your plastics today are from gas, natural gas. So that's the ethane part of it. You can form ethylene, you can form propylene, you can a lot of things. Propane, your cooking gas. So in fact, our civilization is based on gas and the gas economy or the gas ecosystem. What else? Solids, a lot of things. Fertilizers, which you help your food. So there's so many things that I can show a slide that shows all. In fact, it's a complex web of a myriad of things that natural gas produces and gives to humanity. So I don't know that I've answered. I keep it very high level, so I don't go into a lot of details. But natural gas can do several. I've given you just about four items that affect your everyday life: your food, your plastics, your shelter, your clothing, your everything, aluminum for power, a lot of things. So I'll just keep it there. Natural gas can be used for several. It's an input, and in the future, an input for hydrogen, which is the green economy we are all looking for. Hydrogen is just removing. Okay, so how does the hydrogen work? CH4 is methane, right? So you have four hydrogen atoms with one carbon. So by the time you break break the H out of it, that's hydrogen, and then you convert. If you burn that in a combustion engine, it just forms water as a byproduct. So you put oxygen, so you do H, put your O, H2O. So the byproduct instead of CO2 will be H2O, which is water. Which water is life. Water knows it. As I say, water knows it. How do you say it? You don't get enemy, So it's water is life, and we need it. And that's what hydrogen is, the byproduct of hydrogen. So natural gas is a source for hydrogen, is one of the sources. So many things. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. And we have a lot of questions. I hope you will enjoy answering all of them, sir.
Yes.
So this one here says, can you speak more on the LNG Train 7 and what sort of economic impact can we expect when it is completed?
Okay, so I will limit my because I'm not, I can't divulge much information about the current status of the project, but I'll tell you the impact. Train 7 is going to bring 10,000 jobs to Bonny Island alone. That's one, 10,000 people will be fed through to Train 7. Train 7 is in fact, is the only national project. They're not having a lot of investment, unfortunately, in Nigeria at the moment. But Train 7 will bring, as I said, will bring jobs. It will increase the capacity, Nigeria's export capacity. And there are other enablers of Train 7 as a project, community-wise, social-wise. There are other social, governmental, and environmental things we're doing as a project to ensure that it's sustainable. It leads to sustainable development of humans, of things around it. So Train 7 is really making a good impact. We are actually currently, we have about 3,000 people working on the project. Talking of welders, artisans, to engineers, and you have other people in the upstream trying to get us the gas. So you have geoscientists, you have HR, you have everybody all hands on deck to make sure Train 7 flies and is soaring. So the project is really doing well. We are hoping that by 2026, 2027, we are able to put in LNG into the market. Actually from 2025, we're able to put in LNG into the market and make sure that the impact is really felt worldwide. A lot of people are looking for gas. The Russia-Ukraine war is making people turn to Africa now for gas. And Africa is full of gas. And then what time can be best for us as a country and as a people to showcase to the world that Nigeria will carry last, that we can feed the world through natural gas. And that's what Train 7 is going to do. It's going to expand. It's the only LNG plant in Nigeria. Normally you had brass or local who died in natural death. But Nigeria LNG is the only LNG export facility in Nigeria. So its impact is huge.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I hope that answered your question to the person that asked.
I hope it answered this question. I'm not political answer.
Okay, so there is another one. So this one says, with the whole idea of gas as the new energy and the abundance of gas in Nigeria, we even export to other countries. Why is gas still very, very expensive in Nigeria?
Very good question. So when you say gas expensive, I'm sure you're talking about domestic gas. That's LPG, right? As I said, the ports, we need more ports. We need Calabar to open up. We need Badagry to open up. We need Port Harcourt to open up. We need all the coastal regions to have ports to import LPG, right? Then it's going to be distributed to the entire country, the north. There's a good study done by PwC or KPMG, I can't remember. Please Google it or look for it on penetration of LPG in Nigeria, right? Well, it has to start in the coastal region because let's be frank with ourselves. Niger Delta is rich, and Niger Delta is where those deposits are. So, I mean, trying to build pipelines or things that, it's better we harness the potential on the coastal regions to penetrate into the northern part of the nation and then fill the entire country with LPG. And that's when there was a time it crashed to 3,000 naira per bottle, per 10.5 kilogram bottle, because of LNGs. Or LNG actually supplied all its all its LPG that it produces to domestic markets. Now, why they're not producing a lot is because there's problem in the gas upstream. Our pipelines are being vandalized, so gas is not entering into the plant. And if the gas doesn't enter the plant, you cannot produce LPGs that will now better our lives and having cooking gas. So I'll say the key is that the government really needs infrastructure. We need to not rely on Lagos alone. Tinkan Island is too congested. We need to diversify. That's my solution. That's my personal view.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I think now we'll stop taking questions just because of time, but I'll read the remaining we have here, sir.
Okay. I'll pick out the one I think really is. Please, you just permit me if I think I need to address anyone. Don't read out all the questions, and I can give an answer to all of them after the meeting.
Okay, sir, I'll do that, sir. Okay, here is from Ola. Hello, engineer Akinlabi. My name is Ola, joining from London. My question is around the fact that you mentioned hydrogen gas as the future. In gas conditioning, what is the proportion of hydrogen to other constituent gas, and what can be the use of other gases?
Okay, go ahead. I'll see which one. Because some of them I may need to give more details. So go ahead.
Okay, here we have one from Olaleke Oluwaseyi. It says, please, is there any economic and environmental disadvantage of natural gas?
Okay.
Yes, sir. And yeah, that is also
good. Those are so let me take them. Let me just take them. I'll start with the environmental one because I'm a strong advocate for climate change and protecting the environment. I believe our activities as oil and gas, we need to be responsible. We can't be producing, we can't be flaring anyhow. In fact, these days the Norwegians have developed technology so that you don't even flare. Flaring is necessary, but the Norwegians have helped us find a way so that we can recycle the gas in through good certification and good technologies, so that we don't burn methane. But generally, environmentally, those are the downsides of methane. Methane has the highest gas forming potential. That's the disadvantage of methane, natural gas. It has the highest environment. I mean, if you vent methane, my God, you are causing a colossal destruction to the ozone layer. So that's really, and the economical disadvantage. People say there's a cost of hydrocarbons. Most of the hydrocarbon-rich countries are the ones that are poor, because people are greed to greed. This is a lot of societal and government and societal vices. Some of people get greedy, and things like that. So those are my take. That's my take on saying the downsides of natural gas. But it has, if properly managed and handled, it has enormous benefits. So the benefits outweigh these very few disadvantages of natural gas. On gas and hydrogen, thank you for that question, because that's the future, as I said. I think the question was around what part of hydrogen. Can you repeat the question so I can get it properly and I can address it very well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It says, what is the proportion of hydrogen to other constituent gas, and what can be the use of other gases?
So beautiful question. So I said, for instance, hydrogen, CH4 for methane. If you want to get blue hydrogen, or let's start from the gray. Gray hydrogen is, so I showed this in my slide. I showed the constituents. So I'll just share it. Sorry, please if you don't mind, let me just go back to this. I like this slide. This is actually my favorite slide. Can you see my screen?
Yes, you can see your screen.
Yes, sir.
But yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see it. So
I normally like to show the carbon, the atom. So hydrogen can be obtained anywhere you see methane here is CH4. Starts with C1H4, CH4. Ethane is C2H, I think that's H6, correct? And then you have propane C3H8, like that. So C1, so that's how we maintain. We make, as I said before, you have CH4. So you have 4 hydrogen atoms bound to 1 carbon atom. So for blue hydrogen, which is obtained from natural gas, you extract the C from the H, and you have 4 hydrogen atoms. And then from there, that's considered as a carrier. 4 hydrogen atoms. You are now bonding hydrogen with one hydrogen as you're putting air. H plus O2, as I said previously, gives you H2O as a byproduct, and you have hydrogen as a carrier. So it's an entire economy on its own. You know what I mean? So the carbon that you have on CH4, what you now do to get it as blue hydrogen is when you sequester that carbon and CO2 and all the carbons back into the ground. They call it that blue hydrogen. Green hydrogen is when you have electricity forming the hydrogen you have from electrolytes. So you have an electrolyte. So I can give you an entire lecture on hydrogen. I won't go into that today, but just know that hydrogen is the future. If you want to really have people say renewables actually can produce hydrogen, what is called green hydrogen. And from that green hydrogen, you can form a different ecosystem whereby you have no fossil fuels, right? You have pink hydrogen from nuclear. You have white hydrogen from waste. You have turquoise hydrogen from pyrolysis. So you have several. I'll stop it there.
All right, thank you so much, sir. We are really grateful. This has been indeed a very wonderful lecture. And for me personally, I enjoyed every part of it. Thank you so much, sir. Please let's show our appreciation to Engineer Charles in the comment section. Please let's give him a round of applause. So let's just react to his lecture. Sir, so going forward, we would have a little quiz session just to engage everybody. And from there on, we would have a little bit of networking where we would like we would like members here to connect with you on LinkedIn if you have questions. Networking. Okay. All right, sorry about that. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you everyone for your appreciation. Really appreciate this. Please, if you could, if you could go ahead, kindly share your screen and kickstart the quiz session.
All right, Ife. Thanks so much once again, sir. So quickly we'll go to the quiz session, right? So it's just something for us to play with and just to be sure we learn something from today's session. So once the question pops up, first person to reply wins. So I'm going to be sharing 4 questions, just simple stuff. So just drop it in the chat, right? And let's see we gain something today. All right, here we go. This is the first one. So let's see. Who is going to answer first?
This is interesting. I can remember this on one of the slides Engineer Charles shared. So this should be easy.
Yeah, very easy, very easy. Okay, I guess we have a winner. No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Wow. So nobody's going to win this one. 1 minute more.
This is 3 natural gas components, not types of
gas. Yeah.
Not types based on phase diagrams.
Wow.
Rather.
All right, so I guess we have to move on so we don't take our time. So
I can give the answer.
Yeah, the answer for this is you have the Joule-Thomson valve, you have the turbo compressor,
No.
and you have the,
You said
okay.
natural gas components.
Sorry. Okay, if you can go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So for okay. Someone has dropped something.
Yeah, someone just answered. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I'm not seeing the answer.
It's in the chat.
Components. You're talking of either carbon, ethane,
Yes,
methane,
C2,
H2S, CO2, nitrogen. Those are many components that consist in natural gas composition.
But I think so we can take liquefied natural gas, even though
Yes,
that's
you can say LNG, okay, CNG, but they're not components. They're actually types of not components of the natural gas. They are vehicles by which you can convey natural gas. So when you liquefy natural gas, is a transportation vehicle, right, into liquid so that you can transport it for a long distance. We say CNG is a vehicle to be able to move it from one part to another. The transportation is a vehicle, right? So please, you answer.
No, actually, I made a mistake reading it out, but either way, I guess it's all fine. We are all learning. So
yes,
nobody got that one right. So
I think thanks
for asking that question. So that people can learn and unlearn.
Exactly, sir. Thanks so much for making the clarification. I actually wanted to type the instrument. So I guess when I was typing,
instrument or technologies. Fine.
Yeah. That was what happened. But I guess it's good to be clarified this. So it's another way to learn. So let me go to the next one. I guess this one should be very easy. This one is very easy. So fastest finger. First prize.
Your slide, I can still see the same question. I don't think I'm the only one.
Okay. Let me share it again. Okay, let me stop sharing and share again. So okay, out of now.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so I guess this one is very easy. Very easy. So let's see who gets it first.
So because 6 is a lot, I think 6 or 7 is a lot. I think we can accept 3 or 4.
Yeah, let's just see. Let's see who is the fastest.
You not saying correctly. Just told me at least as I give what 3.
Got 3. Should we give her? I guess, Mr. President, once you have a winner, just pick someone. So I'd have loved it if you dropped the 6, but I think
someone just dropped 5, so I think 5 trumps everyone.
Okay.
Opposed to
right, so the 6 stages you have exploration, appraisal, define and design, construct, produce, then the commission, then you go to abandon, right? So we already have a winner. So let's go to the third one quickly. So then let me just drop a message for Ife after the call, and let's see what Ife has for us. So let me go to the third one. All right, 4 characteristics of natural gas.
That was one of my first set of slides.
Yes, your first slide, sir. Very easy, very easy. You should be able to drop this for. No, don't give us 2. Don't give us 2. You want the 4.
If me, you're doing well. There are many characteristics, but these are just 4. Whoa, yes, Ikechukwu, yes, correct.
We have from Ikechukwu.
Okay,
so Ikechukwu is our second winner. So let me go to the final question. This one is too easy. I don't know that I should ask this, but this is a bonus. Let's just drop it. So
so I'll just add a little add-on. So if you're listing the types of gas here, you have to drop the characteristics at which you are classifying them as types of gas. So is it by face behavior or their
And let's just keep it simple. Face behavior. Someone has one Bolaji has already gotten.
Okay, so let's just give it to Bolaji. So I guess we all enjoyed it. So that's all we have from you, right? So the winners would get back to Ife. Yeah, so if I guess you can round up the session. Thanks.
All right. Well, personally, I really enjoyed like every part of this, especially this quiz session. It was really, really fun. An opportunity to learn and unlearn. So, do you have comments for us, Engineer Charles?
Now, I want to thank you guys once again. I'm very grateful. Seriously, I'm very grateful. And to the students for your audience, to my family for letting me stay late nights, telling my wife, putting up with me to stay late nights to prepare these slides. The slides are not complete. I'll complete it and send it out to the president so that they can distribute it to you guys. I want you to be the first to have it, right? And I'll put it also on LinkedIn and we put this recording anywhere for people, for posterity's sake. But thank you very much. I really sincerely appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much, sir. We really enjoyed this session. I really cannot thank you enough, sir. And also, because of the knowledge to the future that you have shared, I'm sure we would have some programs piggybacking off this session where we would dive into specific processes for the geoscientists, the petrophysicists, and also where we'll be diving into hydrogen gas as the future. Thank you so much, sir. We have been inspired, and thank you everyone for joining. Please, sorry, you shared the events we'll be having next. Kindly stay on that screen so we can. Okay, so we'll be having soft skills development very soon, and we'll also be having a LinkedIn optimization workshop where we would have professionals come and tell us how to optimize our LinkedIn pages to make sure that we are properly positioning ourselves to grab opportunities as they come, or even before they come, right? So soft skills also would help us, there's something I always hear, your certificate might get you the job, but really your soft skills and your, basically your soft skills really, aside other factors, is an important thing to note that would keep your job. So I think we should learn all these things as we are learning in school as well, so we can properly position ourselves when we graduate and we can grab every opportunity that comes our way. Thank you everyone for joining. This would be the end of today's amazing session. Thank you very much. Engineer Charles, if you could please drop your LinkedIn username in the chat box so people can connect with you, so that would be very helpful. I'm sure people would love to have discussions about gas with you. So thank you very much, sir, and thank you everyone.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that now. Don't end the meeting yet. Let me just drop that. Copy and paste. There's a way you do it. I can't remember how. Okay. So yeah, please stay tuned for more in the future.
Yes, I'll definitely. We'll keep in touch, and we'll love to have you again, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, sir.
Don't mention. I've dropped it. Have you seen it?
Yes, sir, we've seen it. We've seen it, sir.
All right. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye, sir.
To everyone, so Odeyemi, Bolaji, and Ikechuku, please kindly send me a message to claim your gift. I would also drop my LinkedIn profile. You can send me a message on LinkedIn to claim it if you do not have my WhatsApp number. You can send me a message, Bolaji.